When I looked at your research, it was quite multifaceted, but I did see more recently this real focus on the experience of art, specifically visual art, whether it's in an art museum or out in public. So my first question is about our brain and art. What is going on in our brain when we not necessarily make art, but experience visual art?
So there's a lot of things that are happening. Some of it is just good old vision. When you're looking at anything, whether it's art, whether it's me looking at the screen and you, we have our visual cortex engaged, our visual processes and those neural systems that are just telling us we're looking at something. But then as we continue to engage, we start reading more into it. We start recognizing what it is that we're seeing. We start inferring meaning or start trying to interpret and understand. When we think about art versus when we're just looking at things in our everyday lives, when we're walking around, we're like, that's a car, it's driving, I should not cross the street right now. So it's pretty straightforward oftentimes, or pretty linear, going from visual stimulus to some sort of meaning or interpretation. Art often has a lot more ambiguity or hidden meaning or symbolism into it, which opens up a lot more opportunity for that idiosyncratic interpretation, bringing yourself to the process and your own personality, your background, your life experiences, because what art draws you in might be different from what art draws me in. Or if we both like the same painting, it might be for totally different reasons, because maybe it's a picture of family with a cat and I have two cats. And so I'm really into the cat, and maybe you're thinking more about the family part, but we both really love it. So we start recognizing what's the story happening, and we start inferring things. And that's influenced by what we're bringing to the table, maybe what knowledge we have about the painter, about the style, about the period. But you don't need that knowledge to do that. Anybody can walk up to a painting and start interpreting and trying to understand a little bit more. And then it starts also impacting us through this process. So our emotions will become engaged, and we'll start making appraisals of the art, whether we like it or find it beautiful or interesting. And so we start engaging emotionally and cognitively a bit more. And sometimes it's really brief and we move on. And other times we might sit with it a little bit longer and go a little bit more deep into those processes.
Now, we both live in the Philadelphia area. Lucky us, because we have lots of art museums here, but not everyone goes to them, right? So how are most people experiencing art today?
A lot of people on social media are experiencing art. A number of years ago, I conducted a project with some colleagues from the University of Vienna where we asked people to describe the most impactful art experience they've had, not just visual art, but art in general. And the number of people that said, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw this photo, or I was on Facebook, or a lot more of these sometimes called everyday aesthetic experiences, where we happen upon something like a mural, because there's a bajillion and a half murals in Philly. Maybe you're not planning to engage with art, but you happen upon something. But also maybe being struck by a doodle that somebody did on the corner of their homework or something along those lines. So a lot of people are engaging in those ways, but there's also so much digital art now, particularly during the COVID pandemic. A lot of museums pivoted and put a lot more offerings online, virtual gallery tours, or more images of their collection and things along those lines. So the digital realm has also been a way for people to engage with arts institutions, to appreciate the art that maybe they are not geographically able to access, or for other reasons not able to access, but a lot of it's happening digitally for sure.